Hello, hello. Eva, welcome as a new member. Shribala, how are you, Shribala? If you guys can hear me, please say hello or give me a coffee emoji, and we will be starting very soon. Cheers. Ready for me to answer all of your interview questions? Amazon or not? Star method or not? I'm kidding. Yes, star method all the way. Who's interested to hear about the Amazon famous leadership principle today? Hello, everybody. How are you? If we are meeting for the first time, my name is Holly Lee. I am your virtual career coach. I'm here live streaming every single Tuesday at 12:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to help you land a job with Amazon, Google for your liking, Meta, Facebook. Perhaps you want to work for Apple or Microsoft. I have years of background working for a lot of those employers. I'm here to unleash everything that I have known to teach you how to come prepared in your Amazon or whichever employer of your choice interview process. So if you're new to my channel, please do put new in the comments so I know who you are. If you're returning, supporting my work, or former VIP member, you know who you are in here. Thank you so much for supporting me. Sorry. That was an accident right there. I do run a coaching cohort, and which is the hollyleague.co/VIP. This is the only service that I offer right now because of the high demand. I have paused really all of my digital courses because I don't have the bandwidth and I'm just way too customer obsessed to not get back to you should you have questions, right? So I'm ready and willing to answer all of your questions. Let me know. By the way, are we connected on LinkedIn? Because if we're not connecting on LinkedIn, what are you all waiting on? I do make a post twice a week. I do my best to post twice a week because it does take a lot of time to write articles. Yes, I do write all of those articles based on the questions that I've been reading. So as I'm on fire twice a week, I will do research for you guys. See how spoiled you guys are. So make sure you follow me on LinkedIn to read up on all of that stuff. Because what day are we? I believe it was Monday. I made a post on LinkedIn. This is deflecting on my Forbes article. Why should you keep your Amazon interview answer under 60 seconds? Go watch that video. It's only 12 minutes long, trimmed down for you guys. I gave you my 3 best practices and why. I also share examples and personal experiences of why a lot of you guys have 20 to 30 years industry experience, but yet you end up landing a level 6 versus level 7 offer at Amazon. So a lot of the content that I will be sharing in this channel is very raw, very authentic, and based on personal experiences. In this case, I have a great pleasure of working with so many amazing professionals, especially during COVID in 2020. That made me a better career coach, to be honest. I thought I was okay, but it made me a much stronger coach by listening to you and quickly realize that all walks of life are so different. Even VPs and SVPs from companies such as Microsoft, like VMware, Cisco's, yes, a lot of those are my customers, are struggling in the same exact situation as you are, okay? So if you have failed interview before, give me a show of hand and just say me. You don't have to put the word failed, just say me. We're going to change your mindset. In today's life coaching, I wanted to do my best in helping you boost that confidence level up, okay? I'm going to tell you a little secret. Come closer, guys. Come very close to me. I would want to say about 50, at least 50, if not 60. That's a low number, by the way, of all Amazonians have failed the interview at least 1 to 3 times. You know how I know that? Because I run interview training. I was an interview trainer for tech and non-tech. I was also in recruiting for the 7 years I was there. the first thing I do before calibrating or finding an interview panel for the team that I was supporting, I will look in every single one's background to make sure they have done an XYZ amount of interviewed before they are ready to interview my software engineers, my product manager, my technical program manager. Who are you? Are you here? Say yes. Leave in the live chat and let me know what position title you are in so that I can get to know you a little bit more. Okay? Alex, hello, Alex, Rohan, Jennifer. What may I have the pleasure of having you back, Jennifer? How are you, girl? All right. I am here for you and willing to answer all the questions you have for me. And Eva, thank you so much for joining my leadership tier. What leadership means, I left a link in the live chat. By the way, you guys don't have to. You can join any of my tier. I think the first one is like $3.19 or something like that. When you do that, it's really supporting everything that I'm doing. The YouTube channel, the entire YouTube channel, is really a hobby that I don't see myself stopping recording content, because let me tell you guys, I'm so stoked and excited every single Tuesday knowing that I'll just switch the on button and start turning on my microphone to answer your question. Okay? So thank you very much for joining the leadership tier. Do let me know if you have any questions, Eva. The leadership tier usually gets priority over everything. And Eva, just to let you know, being new to my membership tier, I do reviewed all of your questions. I'm sorry, not question. Star answer here. Okay. If you all think that I'm crazy because I'm literally the only career coach that preach and teach, literally teach. This is not new. This didn't just happen this week. I talked about it since 2019. Why 2019? That significant year. That was the year where I told myself that I need to take off my corporate hat and focus into being a good mom. What does that mean? That means I cannot work all the crazy hour for any employer anymore. So what did I decide to do was to share everything, my knowledge, just being in the recruiting industry for 25 years or so, and help you land a job, and created the YouTube channel, and my VIP coaching program was born during that time, okay? I start preaching about 60 second or less for a long time. For a while now, it's going on 3.5 years very soon. I'm not saying that every single one of my VIP member who resulted as an Amazonian or Google, so on and so forth, keep it at 60 second or less, because a lot of them do go over a minute and a half. 2 minute is really max, okay? Max. If I say 1 minute, they give me 2 minutes, but in the end, they still get a job offer, right? How cool is that? Here's the thing, everyone. You got to listen very carefully, okay? If you have got 15, 20, 25, 30 years of experience and you're getting a level 6 offer, which is level down, it has everything to do with your delivery. It's the way you speak, okay? That is why in this live stream, take advantage of this. I'm offering my service for you guys for free, and I'm not holding anything back as my paid client. It's the same type of coaching, by the way, where I reviewed your star answer here, and I will switch it around and turn it into a 1 minute answer, or even 45 second. I know it sounds crazy, but it's not. Okay. I talked about this last month where around sometime I'm laughing because I don't even have a home at the moment. Sometime around Black Friday, when I moved into our new home, when that is ready, fingers crossed, knock on wood. Once I start setting in and bringing in my desk and my YouTube studio, I would love to provide a free coaching for you guys via Zoom. Listen, guys, I will be on Zoom for 2 full hours. I repeat, 2 hours. Okay? We are going to do everything relating to mock interviewed. I want you to show up prepared, at least 3 different interview questions that you're really baffled about and you can't seem to come up with a good answer. I am going to review that for you in this Zoom. By the way, I'm only going to allow about 20 people, because if not, it's going to take me many hours on there, okay? So if you're interested and to take advantage of my free coaching for you, it's my holiday gift for you guys. Please reach out to me via LinkedIn. I talked about a little bit here. Can you believe that I'm the only Holly Lee who's an ex-Amazon and Google? It's like John Doe, okay? All right. Shribala, first timer. Hello, hello, Natasha and Jennifer. Thank you so much for that coffee. This morning when I dropped off my son, I had my coffee and I completely forgot about drinking it until now. Okay, alrighty. Eva says, thank you so much. I just got my AWS Architect Associate. Oh, you got your certification. Wow, yeah, girl. Yes, congratulations to you. And plan on applying for AWS Solution Architect Tech Solution Architect role. Also, a great person to follow as a content creator is a former member of mine, which is Victoria. She's all over Instagram, and she's also on LinkedIn as well. She shares a lot of great tips, best practices. Everything she's doing is free as a level 6 solution architect at Amazon. So I highly encourage you to find her, okay? And if you don't know who she is, go make sure you link to me on LinkedIn. I tagged her in a lot of my posts because we have collaborated before. Okay. All right. Abigail. Hello, Abigail. Happy Tuesday to you, Abigail. Ready to learn and absorb. Guys, the best thing about showing up to any classes is to ask questions, okay? There's no such thing as silly questions. I'm here dedicating my time to the community every single week. So the biggest advice I can give you all is every Tuesday afternoon when you're hanging out with me, make sure you put three answer. What am I saying? Help me, please, somebody. Make sure you write 3 different questions on there that you need me to help you with, okay? But the best thing is if you're struggling in creating your story, this is the number one thing that I'm getting a whole lot by reading all of your fabulous messages via LinkedIn. Let me know where you are stuck at, and I'll help you try to figure out a solution for that. I can put money on this. You are stuck not because you don't have the experience. You know what? You know how I know that? If you don't have any experiences, the Amazon recruiter and the hiring manager would not be interested in reaching out to you for the initial phone interview, right? So that's telling me that you meet the pre-qualification at least 70% of time. If not, a recruiter and hiring manager will not be wasting their time on you. Okay. But from the moment you are engaged with that Amazon recruiter and the process start, you need to really pump up on creating your answer. I said this until the cow comes home and nobody is listening to me. I need to get a button, that beep button right here, because you cannot walk into an interview or network or try to land job interviewed if you guys got no story. You hear what I'm saying? If you got no story, how are you going to pass the phone screen? How are you even going to pass the recruiter screen? Now, there's a lot of recruiters who are still going through a script, or they haven't really been at Amazon or these FANG company for a while, where they ask you very basic questions about, what do you want to do? Why are you interested in this role? Like that. But if you're going to run into a very senior person, they're going to literally ask you to walk them through a project or a product or a process that you're most proud of. Okay. Because I'm very famous for that. When I used to interview a lot of software engineers and technical professionals, I literally tell them to talk about a product that they have built that they're so proud about, walk me through the entire life cycle. And it's funny because a lot of those engineers says, wait, I'm sorry, you want me to give you an answer? I'm like, yeah, give me an answer. I want to see if you have the technical depth and breadth and can meet the bar, okay? Because, also because I have a computer science degree, I can kind of understand what they're saying, but my passion is for tech and non-tech and within the FANG organization, because I felt like that's the bulk of my experiences that I can speak about. Okay. Punan. Hello, Punan. How are you? Happy Tuesday. I'm very happy that it is Tuesday. You know why I'm so happy? Because I got to hang out with you guys. Stay ready so you don't. Eva says, stay ready so you don't gotta get ready. I love this. Love it. Stay ready so you don't gotta get ready. All right. Nice. Rohan is new. Everybody, please welcome our new member, Rohan. Here's a great question from Eva. Eva says, do the leadership member have a Friday live sessions or is it on Zoom? I never have Zoom. Zoom is really for my VIP coaching. That is my right here, actually, that's a coaching program that I run this, okay? The VIP tier, the only difference is taking priority over everyone else because of the emoji that I'm looking at right now. That's how I can tell which one is a tier, because there will come a time where I have, um, I think the most folks I have is about 165 people who are dropping in their chat at the same time. So my eyes are going into the pay YouTube member tier. That way they don't have to sit around and wait for that long. Okay. Again, you don't have to, but thank you. Also, the Friday stream, I no longer run the Friday stream. Let me explain myself, Eva. Is because when I did run the Friday stream, a lot of people, I lost 90% of my audience that couldn't make it on Friday morning at 9 a.m. And because of that, I have removed it and just focus. What am I saying? I want to say just save on Tuesday. Just focus on the Tuesday afternoon. It seems like a lot of my international folks are coming to me as well. I know it's getting kind of late for you guys in the MEA or European. A lot of my folks in South Asia or Asia in general, they won't be able to make it. But as mentioned, once I get my home situated at the at mid-November or so, I would love to have a second stream on different topics. Okay, different topic, and maybe just focus on reviewing your stories for free. By the way, everything I'm doing on YouTube is for free. You guys just have to show up. Okay. Because many of you are asking about my digital product, and I kept on, and I've declined a lot of you, by the way. I don't want your money. Keep your money, okay? Because all you guys got to do is show up here and let me hear what you're saying. Let me fix it for you for free again. And if you need examples, I have so many examples. Go watch the video that I just released yesterday, okay? Yesterday, there are a couple templates on there. All you have to do is hit pause and just do a print screen or expand your and zoom in, and you can get a copy for free, right? How cool is that? So that's why I'm doing a lot of this live stream. And if you guys are here asking just interview questions, I would ask for you to be as specific as humanly possible, because if not, my answer to you will be very vague and nobody wants that, okay? Marlon, hello, Marlon. I didn't get the TAM role, but they scheduled me for another loop for an associate TAM role. Is that common? Are those good news? Well, Marlon, it sounded like, first of all, congratulations for doing well. It's just not for this role, okay? That's telling me that you're better fit for an associate to get you ready for the TAM role. I'm going to take a guess it's because of your technical background. Say yes, you understand what I'm talking about, and it makes sense to you, Marlon. The TAM role is very close to a technical program manager, okay? The difference between a TPM and the TAM role is that your system design and architecture or the infrastructure, you don't have to build the entire infrastructure or have experience building all the layers of the data center, okay? For those who miss the gap on the technical design is a TAM. For those who missed the TAM, meaning the foundation and the knowledge, meaning do you have enough experience working in a whole infrastructure experience? If they talk to you in languages like migration on premises or hybrid cloud to AWS or EP3 or anything like, do you understand those lingual? Do you understand what it means? Okay. So if you're lacking a lot of those environmental technical depth, that's an associate. Associates is getting you ready to be a TAM, okay? Let me know if that makes sense to you. Sometimes I feel like I have to go a little bit more detail. Coming from Amazon, my brain has so much knowledge. Even though I personally have never hired for the TAM role before, the TAM role is fairly new, by the way, at least the time that I was with them. Wow, which is a long time ago. What was it, 4 years ago, 5 years ago? I don't ever remember the TAM role being exist at all during that time. Basically, if you don't meet the TPM role, you are a program manager. So I think having more access and option to be TAM is phenomenal with Amazon, which is why everyone, I preach about the Amazon process and everything is because I believe that they are the only employer where if you're not a fit for A, you might be a fit for B. You're not a fit for B? Let's look at option C for you. That's why I love and I'm so stoked to talk about the Amazon interview process. They are not paying me, by the way. They're not sponsoring me, okay? I'm doing it because this is what all of you guys, my audience, wants to hear, okay? I know. Some of you guys even talk about me on google.com and Team Blind that Amazon is paying me to only speak about the positive thing, which is not true. You know that I'm very authentic. Um, uh, Probably too honest and too real at times. But I feel that sometimes as a job seeker, what you don't know. And I want to be that person to shed some light to you. That way you're not wasting your time wondering why isn't the recruiter calling you back? What have you done wrong when you have your fail interviewed, and keep on going through the cycle of fail interview again. So I'm trying to take you out of there, snap out of it and move forward. Okay. I think that being honest with feedback to my clients and also like for you guys as well, um, it's important because Amazon is unique, guys. It's not where, I mean, I almost didn't even get hired at Amazon at the time. I had already worked for Microsoft and I was a senior recruiter at Google. This is about like 11 years ago or so, but it's a long time because the environment's different. And which is why the bar is so high, because they're looking for all of these quality of the 16 LP leadership principle they have. If you don't have them or don't demonstrate them, you're not going to get hired. It makes sense in a fast moving Amazon environment. It does not make sense for those who has never worked for a fast paced environment before. Okay. Um, I also know that because I work for all of those employers. Although everyone have the same leadership principle, which is customer obsessed, I believe Facebook call or Meta call it customer centric. Google call it something customer something. Okay, and all of them have, rather than bias for action, they call it moving fast. The same vocabulary, yeah. But when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, when I hear all the employer talk about fast moving things and product launches and all that, and I compare those with Amazon, which is why Amazon literally every single week or two, they're buying new companies. They're buying startups. They're turning startup into part of their services or part within their platform, right? And every 2 weeks or so, as a developer, whatever you guys build, it goes live. So just to think about that perspective, and coming in from a consumer electronic handheld devices, knowing that they literally release new things every 3 months, it's crazy. That is why when you all are interviewing at a company like Amazon, you have to really think about the employer's perspective. And I'm going to preach until the cow comes home for a moment here. If you guys can bear with me, this article is highly, highly important. It took me about a year to write this article, by the way. It took me a year because I knew that when I release this article and partnering with Forbes, I'm going to get a lot of hate because this is honest, guy. This is honesty. In the video that I just released yesterday, I talk a little bit about like the Amazonian who's been at Amazon for like 10 years, 20 years. If you were to ask them, so give me your best tip of how long my interview answer should be, they probably will say 5 minutes, even 10 minutes, right? I hate to use this word, but that's the old school style of interview prep. That is the time where Amazon is what? Not as big, guys, okay? Amazon isn't that big yet. And because of 2020, Amazon was already the empire of the world. It blew up even more, okay? That is why I'm so passionate about keeping your answer short, trim it down to the point, and don't waste your words. Use numbers instead of words. Make sure you're able to take them high level, but energetically very excited. I can say that because even you guys who's showing up right now, how many of you guys are already with a faint employers? It's usually about 1%. 1%, okay? And I looked at the 65,000, or I don't know, I stopped counting, about 6,500 or so about 6 months ago, who were able to land a job offer for free out of my YouTube content. Even those, I look at their background and they're from healthcare, banking industry, meaning Wells Fargo, JP Morgan, Geico, like AT&T, the teleco companies and all of that, even medical field, okay? So those are the folks who are able to come to me and landed an offer at Amazon. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. I think that why my styles are so different and so unique from everything and everyone, literally everybody. Yeah, we even have like CEO of certain products within Amazon and I, like our coaching methods are complete opposite of each other. That is because my lens are so different from all the other folks' lens. My lens is I'm a diversity candidate. Okay. Speaking English is still very hard for me, y'all. Okay. It's very hard for me. I rely on Grammarly Pro before anything that goes live. I have to look at the camera. This makes me extremely uncomfortable. I do it because once the camera is switched on, I was able to come back to my own elements again. So that's why I'm trying to teach you guys. I know that because you haven't been in certain workplace environment like in Amazon, you really need to practice. Okay. Because so many of you are so busy. It doesn't matter what I say. All right. You know who you are. You're guilty. You're so busy trying to land interviewed after failed interviewed, or you're so busy of skipping everything that I have tried to teach you and go straight to creating your story. Well, first, you got to know how to create your stories, right? You got to know how to do that. I am going to remake all of my Amazon Leadership Principle playlists of the 16 LP and tore down the 16 LP towards the end of the year because it requires a lot of planning for you guys. Okay. So just a little spiel to let you know that you really need to spend some time. And Rohan, if you did not make it through the loop, I wouldn't say blacklist, okay? I don't want to use that terminology because, as mentioned, at least 60% of Amazonian have failed their interview, okay? They have failed the interview. Amazon has this debrief status called strong hire, either inclined to hire, decline, meaning you're not getting the job, or strong hire. There's no in between, by the way. In my 7 years, I've only strong hire one person. Okay. So that's trying to tell you guys that a lot of the folks that are borderline, barely got the job or fail multiple times and they become an Amazonian and then a bar racer, in a matter of fact, is because they have really tried and know what the expectations are. You have to really pause it, looking back and everything that you've done, and ask yourself where you have failed. Okay. The reason why recruiters can't really be honest with you to give you feedback, even me trying to give you guys feedback, I know because I read all your messages, right? Rather than, saying, Holly, looking back, I think I know where I have felt because I was unprepared. My answer were too long winded. You guys didn't give me any of that. It's very common that you say, I don't know where I failed. I tried it again and again and again. I figure if I try 6 times, I would pass. No. Why? Because if you learn how to ride a bike, you don't know that you don't even know how to pack forward. So you start backward and then forward. Okay, fine. You go forward and then backward. And now you got to learn how to brake. What if things change now? The brake is no longer on your hand. It's on your leg paddle. Now you have to switch your brain back and forth. That's probably a horrible analogy to compare. But my whole point is when you're trying to interview, you have to think about the time of interviewing. Okay. Everything has changed, guys. As of 2020, things has gone worse with human attention span. But as of 2022, it's not just people having short attention span, but not because of them getting distracted, but also losing interest. I see that. I see that because when I run a cohort, a lot of those are high level hiring managers, and I can hear it and I can see it very clearly. Okay. So you guys have to think of vocabulary and phrases that could be relevant to the employer. Okay. If you're interviewing at Amazon, every single one of your answer has got to circle around what? Customer obsession. If anything, every single one of your answers should have customer obsession on there very clearly. And I talk a lot about that in my customer obsession video. Alrighty. Cloud Architect Associate Engineering Manager. Hello, Isha. Interview schedule for senior TPM. There's a lot of tech folks. Welcome, welcome. Sofa, you got an offer. Yes. And starting soon. Any advice? Sofa, what position is this? Forgive me if you have already reached out to me on LinkedIn. If you haven't, please reach out to me on LinkedIn. I actually have a private Facebook group for all of my members who results in job offer. It is 95% Amazonian heavy. Okay. If you have just got an offer, I would encourage you and recommend my onboarding playlist. Okay. I have the 60, what is it? The 1 week, 30 days, and 90 days playlist. So one would ask, Holly, why on earth are you making a playlist, a video of 1 week? Because guys, listen, check me out here, okay? At Amazon, when you sit back for 1 week and you don't ask the right question and you don't show bias for action and you don't meet with your manager, and you should already meet with your entire team, by the way, and your stakeholder, if you're prolonging the time, people actually build a brand spanking new warehouse from scratch within their 90 days, 3 months, guys, 3 months, okay? Three. I know that because they're my clients. And also, I did a collaboration with the director of Ops Tech and also a bar racer as well, Stephanie. Stephanie talked about building a dev center and all of that within the first few months of our employment there as employee number 52. Okay. It's real stuff, guys. Just because we are in 2022, nothing has changed. If anything, Amazon's getting busier and busier. Okay. So go check that out. If you have just accepted a job offer, go watch my onboarding playlist. There's only 3 video sharing personal examples from Kindle, Alexa, as well as consumer retail. Okay. And if you are in the interview process, if you're very antsy, especially if you've had a failed interview, you're not sure if Amazon's a good place for you or it fits your who you are, still go watch that playlist and learn about the expectation that was very clearly laid out for you. Okay? Christopher, thanks for your content. I passed my phone interview. I am speaking to you from Chile. Hello, hello. A native Spanish speaker. It is a pleasure to learn from your advice. It's awesome. I have done a recruiting event at Santiago, Chile before. I forget what it's called, where you have to take the train to go all the way up on the top. It's a beautiful place. Eva says, tell me about yourself is taking me 1 minute and 20-second average, working on getting down to 55-second. By the way, who's interested to hear an example of tell me about yourself? I'll give it to you right now. Let me know. Show me a show of hand. Who wants to hear me do a 20-second? Tell me about yourself. Tell me about yourself is a warm-up question. It should not even take a minute, okay? Your star answer should take a minute if you want. Remember, guys, a minute is like 8 sentences. That's a lot of words. Tell me about yourself shouldn't be anything more than 2 to 3 sentences. Okay, I'm going to tell you about myself as a career coach. Okay, feel free to time me if you like. My name is Holly. I offer over 20 years of experience as a talent leader and career coach, where I have helped over 7,000 folks land a job with FANG, specifically Amazon, just in 2020. And I also run a private premium coaching called VIP Services, where I've helped over 500 folks land positions with AWS as their first employer of choice. I would love to learn more about you. Period. That's about 20-second-ish or so. Okay. Now, assuming that I am a talent leader and I'm interviewing for I don't know, because it's hard for me because I don't see myself working for an employer. Let's just say I'm being biased here because I've literally worked for these FANG company before. Let's just say that I'm interviewing for a startup. Okay, let's change the pace a little bit to head their talent acquisitions or recruiting. Let's go. Okay, tell me about yourself. My name is Holly. I have over 20 years of experience where I've helped build engineering, product management, as well as hardware teams for companies such as Amazon, Google, and Oculus AR, VR from ground up, where I was able to build my staffing team from 0 to a team of 20 people. I'm really passionate in collaborating with my executive stakeholders and finding out what their pain point is and being able to bridge the gap with a recruiting strategies in place. I would love to learn more about your environment and what your current needs are. Cut. That's it. Okay. I just did it on the fly. If I were to interview for a talent position, I would go like that. Basically, the whole point is you always want to tell the employer the first thing that comes out of you, how many years of experience you have, who are you? Who are you? Okay. What do you do? And why should the employer hire you? Who have you helped? Okay, be very clear. Even if you answer it like that, one sentence, what is that? 2, 3, 4 sentences? It should not be more than 30 seconds. It's just tell me about yourself. Based on tell me about yourself, the interviewer can also create probing questions, because the way you talk about yourself could also be, wow, that's awesome. Well, tell me about the most impactful thing you've done, right? And just based on your answer, I can keep on going. Ping pong conversation, guys. Remember, back and forth, the same thing as what I've talked about in my video from yesterday, the 1 minute answer at Amazon and all the things. It's not just Amazon, by the way. When you keep your answer short like that, you're allowing the interviewer to go back and forth with you. It's a trick, you see. That is not a traditional way to interview. I repeat, what I'm teaching you is not a traditional way of interviewing, but it works like magic. And you would be able to get a job a lot faster, where I'm not telling you to create 3 examples of the 16 LPs and take your sweet time and try to remember everything or cheat by looking at your notepad. I don't want you to do all of that. I want you guys to be so good where you're pumping blood, okay? If you're thinking about what I just might tell me about yourself, I make that up on the fly because I know the number on top of my head. You guys should, okay? If I ask you about your ROI, what was the maximum amount of dollar that you were able to help your company save? Software development manager, right? Walk me through the largest product that you have built. How did you do that? How did you build and scale a team to deliver? You should be able to know that. Yeah. And it should not take you a couple minutes to tell me your story. Remember, because it's a ping pong conversation. Okay. Alexandra. By the way, before we go to Alexandra, Eva, let me know if that makes sense. Alexandra says, thank you for putting the Q in front of your questions, by the way. That helps tremendously. You said, I've loop scheduled for agency development manager position. There are 2 people, including the hiring manager, that I've already talked will be on the loop. Is that unusual? Huh. So there are 2 people, including the hiring manager, that you have already talked to that will also be in the loop. Is a little bit confusing. Are those shadowers? Shadowers meaning that, I don't know, maybe your manager is new and they're shadowing the interviewer to learn how to interview. And then when they interview you in the loop, they're probably switching role. I'm not really sure. Are those 2 people in the same interview with you in the phone screen, or do they take turns? Okay. I'm thinking that one of them needs training. So they're doing reverse interview just to make sure that they know the hiring bar at Amazon. Adele, hello, Adele. How are you? Rahika, when answering a question, a time you make mistake, should we still add data points? If yes, can you share how we can add data in a positive way? That is an excellent question. Okay. Okay. Tell me about time you make a mistake. You don't have to share data point. You don't have to share data point in any of the questions, but I'm just trying to tell you that if you feel that your question is so long-winded, there's so many words, you can just move that around and turn it into data or percentage. Okay. You don't have to, but if you do, I would say, my goal is I don't, without any context of your story, it's hard for me to provide you with specific feedback. Let's just say that you're trying to, please guys, let me know what position you are. Cause if not, I don't really know how to coach you without knowing anything about your background. But note your position. What are you trying to deliver? You can say things like, my goal is to get my company's revenue from currently from generating $20,000 with a goal of $1 million by the end of the year. Okay. The miss is that you could only make it to $500,000. And what was the mistake? What could you have done better for improvement over that? How could you have done better strategically to bridge that gap? What is that? A lot of the way how we answer interview question, and not just for Amazon, it's for any employer, is to really dive deep and understand how you have done it. Even if you were not able to deliver result, what would you have done differently? Okay. Jen, my Amazon recruiter recommended your video. Yay! Awesome. Awesome. Now, I know I talk a lot of things about Amazon recruiter not being good. That's not for all recruiters. I'm just saying that there's good one, there's bad one, because at the end of the day, we're all human and we're trying to move as quickly as we can. Okay. Awesome. Oh, sorry. I don't know how that got there. Oh, okay then. Oh, I know what I did. There you go. Adele says, I got through the first interview. The hiring manager was very happy and want to speed things up to L6 solution architect. Got my loop in 2 weeks. Well, the thing is, Adele, generally when you pass your phone interview, you could ask for 3 weeks if you want to prep. Okay. Don't go into an interview without creating your story. Doesn't matter if you're a tech professional, you still need to have 20 different example, okay? Especially for solution architect, a lot of the technical questions are behavioral based. I repeat, if you go to Glassdoor, there's so many questions, direct questions. You need to know the basic fundamental of the networking infrastructure, and everything is on Glassdoor for you, my friend. Wink, wink. Yes, Eva, please do share your tell me about yourself in the chat. Gaurav says, Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Abigail says, I'm currently interviewing for an associate cloud architect. 1 hour technical next. How can I narrow the projects and experience? Thank you. Should I focus on knowing a few projects as well? Yes. The thing is, every interviewer is very different. Okay. Even if, let's just say that the phone screener, the loop, it really doesn't matter who, just interviewer in general, they're going to be assigned at least 2 leadership principle. Okay. Don't look at it to get so confused because the anxiety will kick in. I know how that worked for you guys. Okay. When they assign 2 leadership principle, they're going to go and click on a link on their calendar and it pulls up all of the 30 plus questions and they will choose 2 or 3 each per each LP. Let me repeat. Assuming that you have deliver results and bias for action. So if I'm the interviewer, I will go to my calendar with your name on it and your resume and your profile. I will click on bias for action and boom, there's a list of about 30 or so questions. I will pick 2 to 3 questions going in there. Okay. So that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. The important thing is to really focus and answer the questions. Don't focus on the LP. You have to know the leadership principle. At the end of the day, you need to be able to answer the actual question. That all of your answers should demonstrate at least 70% of the LP, right? Let me know if that makes sense, Abigail. For example, customer obsession need to be there on every single one of your answer. Yes? Say yes on the live chat. Bias for action. Yes? If you got no bias for action, then you got no result, right? Right? And then your results. Of course, every single one of your answer needs to get some kind of results. Yes? Yes. Insist on higher standard, meaning the quality of your work. You've got to have some quality of your work in order to generate whatever revenue or product launch, whatever that is, to have the result. Yes? Yes, right? I can go on and on and on and on. This is what I mean, guys. If you just focus on the actual interview question, you are going to go far, like flying from 0 to hero. Okay? Hello, Trupti. Valeria, I passed my interview but did not land a role. They told me the answers were missing data. Any tip? I think you meant missing data. Missing data is that this is the number one common mistake. I talk and preach about data all day long. Data meaning, what are you solving for? What do you bring, whatever problem you're solving from A to B? What is it? What is the A? And then what is the B? Okay? Earlier, when I gave a brief example of tell me about yourself, I did it in 2 different examples as a career coach, as well as the head of talent for like a startup, an example. I talked about building a staffing team from 0 to 20 people in order to deliver 120% to goal. You see where I'm going? Those are all numbers. You got to put digits in there. Without digit, you will sound so vague. I'm sorry, I hate using that word, but it is truth. Very generic, and no one wants to sound generic. This is what I mean, guys. The way how I'm coaching you and the way how I'm training you is I know through like you guys, my YouTube member, and then my VIP coaching, premium coaching service, I've learned in the last 3.5 years that a lot of the folks, it's not that you guys don't have the experience, is that what you don't know. And I'm here to tell you, and every single one of my video moving forward for the rest of this year is going to talk about data and how to create your answer. It's so simple, guys. Don't overthink it, because let me tell you, 1,000 people will be talking about only focusing on the Amazon leadership principle, right? And the STAR method. I'm telling you to know the leadership principle. You have to know what it is, but don't put all your energy on the LP. Put them on the actual interview questions. Why do you not want to do that? Because you know why? When the interviewer is asking you a question, you don't know what LP that is. You have no time to think about what LP it is. Because why? The clock is ticking. Why? Because their attention span is 8 seconds. Okay? So that is why you got to get right to the point. By the way, if you guys are still enjoying this, don't be shy. Smash that subscribe button. Don't forget to share with your friends if you think or feel that they will enjoy this, because it motivates me when people are asking questions. Okay? All righty. Troopty says, Troopty says, I do have an interview this Friday for Amazon with the recruiter. What should I expect? You should expect to have fluid communication skill, and at least at the bare minimum, know what is the most important thing that you have ever achieved. Okay? All of you guys, when you're having the initial recruiter call, at the bare minimum, what is the most innovative thing that you've done? One question at the bare minimum. Okay? Because if your answer is amazing, by the way, give me 2 examples of that. You should be able to pass the recruiter screen. Abo, hello, Abo. My husband works at Amazon as an operation manager. I love the ops team. In fulfillment center, I'm applying for AWS Cloud Associates. Job can be my referral. I mean, your husband can definitely be a referral to you. Referral is powerful. But generally, when they refer someone, one of the first answers is, have you worked with this person before? A lot of husbands and wives refer each other. But since your husband is an Amazonian, I would take advantage of your husband and have him prep you, right? Do some mock interview with him and have him educate you on the type of questions that Amazon would be asking. All righty. Shrabala, I was informed that there will be 4-session loop for senior TAM. The recruiter has not called me yet. What expect in the 4-session? It's just, the loop interview and the phone screen is really the same type of interview. Let me repeat. The main difference, the phone screen is you're interviewing with one person on the phone. That's it. You're done. The loop is you're interviewing with about 4 people in one day, 45 minutes or an hour each. That's really it. So I don't want you guys to get freaked out because it is the final loop interview. You see where I'm going? So think of it as just any normal interview. The way you prep for the loop and the way you prep going in for the phone screen should not change. Okay? Be your amazing self. Get them stories in. Come back next week, Shabali, and let me review them story that you have. Hello, Alusoft. Hello from Poland. Kritiwana. I'm sorry, I'm trying my best. All right. Abigail says 1 hour technical phone interview, 50% technical, 50% behavioral, no whiteboard, self-assessment or coding. Is it paid training program worth tuning on my video, even not required? What do you mean by is it a pay training program worth turning my video, even not required? Here's the thing, guys. Everyone is very different. Everyone is very, very different. If I'm trying to say this the right way. I know that I'm very different from a lot of people. I could be very weird at times, and this is one of those answers. I want the interviewer, I don't care who it is, to know that I am the one that's faced behind the other screen over the phone. So if I have an option to turn my video on or off, I would turn the thing on. And when I turn the thing on, I would also ask to see if I could also do this via video with them to encourage them to turn the video on. Let me ask you, I'm sorry. Let me answer you why. If you have seen my 12-minute video from yesterday, why you should keep your Amazon answer to 1 minute, they have children around. They're very busy. A lot of people have dual monitor right now working from home, specifically hiring managers, right? Because Amazon pays for your dual monitor to work from home. Why wouldn't you want to get multiple monitor, right? So if you think they're paying attention to you, I want to look at them in the camera so that I know they're looking at me with eye contact. If not, if you're talking, if you, like, hypothetically speaking, went a little bit long-winded, if they lose interest, they would just let you talk because they're busy doing their work, or God knows what they're busy doing. Okay. That's just me. I would always ask to turn the video on because I want to show the interviewer that I'm ready to get that job and it has my name on it. That's just me. Isha, I have an initial call with Amazon Recruiter next week. This is just a 15-minute call for STM opportunity. Are they only doing 15 minutes now? It used to be half an hour. No resume is shared yet. What should I expect and how should I prepare? Just be yourself. The recruiter just wanted to learn more about what you are an SDM of, okay? Just to let you know a little bit about the Amazon culture. As an SDM at Amazon, you do code reviewed, okay? Some recruiters would ask you, are you still doing code reviewed? Okay, wink, wink. The answer is yes. And what type of code? What kind of language? What kind of code? What am I saying? What type of what? I can't talk, guys. Help me. What language? Come on, come to Earth Hollow. What language are you coding in? There you go. And also system design. The recruiter generally, if they know that you are good and you have SDM fundamental, they would also prep you through walk you through the entire interview process, which might ask you a little bit about what are your experience with system design and architecture, because that is a main requirement for SDM. Okay. Abigail, if you're a solution architect associate, you could absolutely move to solution architect down the road. The sky is your limit at Amazon, guys. That's why I love talking about the Amazon process, because if you don't get the SA role, you can also be a TAM, which is technical solution architect. I'm sorry, technical account manager. Oh my God, I can't talk today, guys. And if you don't meet that bar, you can also be a program manager, an account manager, a business development manager. There's so many windows of operations. Okay. The bottom line is, when the interviewer debrief about you and recommend different role, it is the way you have delivered your answer. I repeat, if you want to get the role, your dream role with your dream company, that is, everybody, your answer has to sound very much like the role that you're interviewing for. For instance, if you're going for a solution architect and all your example, it's project management, that's not really a solution architect, because a lot of the main core of an SA is building strong partnership with internal, even external vendors, stakeholders, partners, and all of that stuff. They don't really talk about project. They really talk about the capability of a data center. So you got to have a lot of exposure and knowledge with how the infrastructure works. Okay. And also, I think I should probably say this. I'm seeing a lot of TAM, technical account manager, solution manager, software development manager, technical program managers. Every single one of your examples, if you are going for a technical position, should have some technical environment in there, right? What tools are you using? What platform you're using? What are you doing? What are you migrating? What is it? Make sure you share all of that, because that's what Amazon would care about. Purple Sparkle. Everybody say hello to Purple. Marlon, there will be another light down that tunnel, my friend, okay? It's very, very common, but if I were you, Marlon, I repeat this, every single live stream. In fact, I'm so passionate about the fail interview, I even made a playlist for you guys. Go watch that playlist. Okay, Alusov, what question do you have for me? I don't know too much about levels. My interviews for an SDE 3, L6, L6 at the end means. L6 at the end don't mean anything. Every company have their levels and numbers, okay? It's just a senior engineer. Gaurav, I discussed with you the issue I faced. The recruiter never contacted me until she got all the feedback and decided to extend the offer and end up saying, sorry, the role was lower level. I'm very confused with this recruiter. This recruiter should have walked you through the entire process before down leveling. And if you're going to down level someone, that's an appropriate time to tell them why. Okay? Because if you want this person to accept your job, Amazon recruiter or any recruiter that's listening right now, because I know you guys are listening to me, you need to tell them why, because no one is going to have XYZ number of experiences, assuming they have a senior role and now they're level 5. No one wants that. So it's good to have that honest conversation and then share the lower level with them. Okay. So if I were you, I don't know if you have already probed your recruiter and asked them why. If you're interested, is it the same hiring manager, Gaurav? I would want to have a conversation. If I were you, that's just me because I'm weird that way. I would dive deep with the hiring manager to understand what's the difference with the scope between a 6 and a 5. Because sometimes, in all honesty, even the hiring manager doesn't know what they're looking for. Okay, you want to make sure that they're hiring you for the role that hasn't changed too much, because a level 5, the scope and the scale is a little bit lower. Okay, you may not be able to. And Gaurav, I can't recall what position you're interviewing for. Let's just say that if you're a software engineer, you're not going to build a product within 2 weeks and launch quickly, right? That's a level 6. So it's really depending on what part of the products or services you'll be focusing on. So I would learn more about the role before accepting a down level position. Nothing's wrong with it, but it's good to seek to understand, to know exactly what you're getting yourself into. Isha, can I apply for AWS, Amazon in parallel? No, no, and no. Because if you are already in the loop with Amazon and you go and you apply for another position, it will turn that recruiter and the hiring manager off. Okay? And the hiring bar should be the same. It's the same position. So unless you go through the interview, something doesn't work out, then you want to be in a different team, then yes. But the hiring bar is the same thing. It doesn't matter what team within Amazon. Gaurav says, does Amazon hire international candidates? Of course they do. Now, Gaurav, I'm not sure about the visa issues. I know that in 2020, they're not looking to sponsor H-1B. They may be interested in H-1B transfer. So if you need entire H-1B, because it takes a lot of time and they have a massive amount of candidate in the pool right now. I'm not really sure because I don't work for Amazon, but in general, Amazon does. And they have a premium immigration process, okay? Eva. Okay, Eva. I love that you use my question mark emoji. With a medical pharmacy background, what advice do you have for me to formulate my star format method sound more techie? Example, healthcare technology used to help patients track drugs. Hell yes, girl. Yeah, Eva. Be more specific with me, okay? Walk me through an example. When you say healthcare technology, what does that mean? Is it a tool that you're using? Is it an application to track patients, to help keep track of drugs? Okay, and how would that benefit the patient? How would that benefit them? So just be a little bit more specific on what you're using as far as technology. Okay, and everyone, I have helped a lot of people in healthcare. Currently in the VIP coaching, which is this right here, I have a medical doctor. I have a medical doctor who has a PhD and a research scientist who is going for a senior level position at Amazon and Google. Okay, so there's a lot of medical folk. Don't think there's no home for you. There's a home for everybody. Okay, I am going to pick on someone that I have not shown any love yet. Okay, Rajesh. Rajesh says, I have a number of stories, but I'm not sure how to bring that down to 1 minute. Is there a video that explains it? It's very simple. Go watch the video that I just released yesterday. It's called 1 minute. That's it. Go watch that video. It's all in there. I've told you exactly how to create your stories. Okay? Okay? All righty. Me, Rohan says me. Trupti, hello. Momo Life says me. Voran says me. Yes. Give me high five, Alusov. Eva, wow, that was 25 seconds. Yeah, girl, you don't need to talk too much. That's why, it drives me crazy, guys. It drives me absolutely bananas. Bananas, because my client tells me that the Amazon recruiter tell them to go from 3 to 5 minutes. Do you think you guys are going to listen to me if I talk to you in even 3 minutes? Let's be honest here, okay? I think that when folks says your answer should be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I'm curious to know, did they actually take a test or a taste of the coaching style? Because if they did, it is so long-winded. Okay. You can ask me any interview questions right now, and I guarantee you I will fly back, throwing it back at you in a minute or less. Because I've been doing this for 25 years. So when you are in the workforce for that long, you should have a lot of example. Do you need a moment to write everything down? Yes. But for me, because I have the opportunity to work for these FANG companies, in the FANG company, it makes you to write about your what you have done year over year, either in your every 6 months, quarterly or annually performance reviewed. You have to write everything that you've done anyway, right? I'm assuming that you guys have a copy of that, and you should. Those are your stories. Okay? They're your stories. So that is why, if you look at what you have done and what you've delivered, just work backward. Tell me how you got there. What problem did you solve? And ask yourself, especially I'm skimming through a lot of questions from you guys right now. If you look at your answers, is it really clear who the customers are? Because the number one answer is no. Okay. I have done so many interviews. I was a recruiter, I was a leadership recruiter, I was a client lead, and then I was a recruiting manager. In recruiting leadership, I never stop interviewing. If I wasn't interviewing for my team, I would help my peers interview and build their team. It's the same thing. It's not just Amazon, all the employers, even you guys. The ironic thing is, I know a lot of you guys are hiring manager. Give me a show of hand. Who here are hiring managers or have experience interviewing? I bet you anything, when the table turns, you're the one who's interviewing. It's much easier. Yeah? Yeah, much easier. So when the table turns, suddenly everyone is in the hot seat. Okay? Interview does not have to be hard. It just have to be prepared. Kritiwa says, wow, numbers, number. Yeah, numbers, guys. Numbers. Talk less. What word? Number is more. Okay? I made a comment that numbers are numbers of numbers. Turn them into data, because data speaks for itself. Because if you don't put the data on there, people get confused. And remember, you're not the only interviewer for them that day. You're probably, I don't know how many meetings they've gone through, and now is your turn. So they're already mentally very exhausted. And everybody's working remotely. So the brain is a little scattered. I hate using that word, but that is a fact. Okay? So when they have to shut everything down and pay attention to you for 45 minutes, that's a long time, right? So as an interviewer, and also you guys as a candidate, think about ways to make it exciting and fun and relevant. If people are not interested in what you have to say, they will clock out. Okay? You're welcome. You're welcome, Eva. You're welcome, Cortina. Yes, Jennifer. Irina. Hello, Irina. I got the essay apprenticeship after watching your video. Yes. Congratulations, Irina, on your job offer. How appropriate. There are so many essay in here today. Thank you so much for stopping by. Eva says, is it okay to let the interviewer know we have notes? No, it is not okay. Unless you have notes to ask the interviewer's question, then yes. If you have notes to help you remember some of your stories, no, okay? The whole point of not writing notes and all that is because you don't want to, I don't know, maybe it's just me. It makes me even more nervous when I have so many notes in front of me. Because remember, when that video is on, when your eye movement, it actually shows in slow motions. Okay? It's very obvious when you're looking down, looking on the side, looking at the second monitor. You don't want that. Hello, Ankit. How are you? Ankit, I'm a senior solution architect. It's all about the SA today. What is going on? Hello, solution architect. You have a phone screen. I'm nervous about the technical skills they want to assess. And does this round cover Amazon LPs too? Oh, everything covers LP, by the way. Everything does. Okay. For example, if I were to ask you, how do you design the infrastructure for, ABC? The Amazon leadership principle is probably deliver result or customer obsessions or bias for action. There's like a whole diving deep, thinking big, right? Insist on higher standard. That's a quality of how you solve the problem, right? So everything is around the LP. Don't think about the LP. Think about how you solve the problem. Again, you need to know the leadership principle. Know the leadership principle and then put it aside. Focus on creating stories. Okay? Stories. Hello, Nancy. I have my first interview for senior HRBP in LATAM. Any idea of the LP? They're going to ask for my question, which is all of the LP, guys. It doesn't matter what role, what level you are, there will be all of the LP. If you are not a people manager, then the people management type of questions will not be asked, like how you lead and form or build or scale a team. Outside of that, hire and develop the best is not going to be asked if you're not a people manager. If you are, it's all of the LP, okay? All right, Modern. Hello, Modern. I see many questions that could be asked for each LP. Exactly. All the questions, also, all of your answers should hit all of the LP. I'm going to whisper to your ear, okay? Your answer should hit most of the LP because you were very clear of what you are solving for, what you are solving, who you are solving for, how you are solving it, and what was your achievement. Who benefit from that? What was your overall ROI? It should hit the LP very closely to majority of them, okay? And now I'm going to pick on somebody new that I didn't get a chance to pick. Eva, let me review your story really quick here. I'm a certified AWS solution architect associate with over 6 years of experience delivering exceptional customer-facing solution using cloud-based and healthcare technology. For whom? Who are these people that you're delivering it for? Nope. By the way, when you guys answer, never, ever use words like dive deep, think big. Do not throw a company's philosophy or leadership principle back to them, okay? Because that's showing them that you're trying too hard. Do not do that. Eva, if I were you, I know that it's a lot longer and you have part 1 and part 2. Get straight to the point, girl, because depending on your answer, they already know that you are doing exceptional customer-facing products, right? I would simply just say I'm a certified AWS solution architect with over 6 years of experience delivering customer-facing solutions, such as what? What is it? What is a solution? For whom? For who are you delivering to? Using cloud-based and healthcare technology. I'm interested in this position because that's it. You're done. All right? By the way, that was about 10 seconds. Zach, picking on someone new. Zach says, I have a loop coming Monday. Super excited. Amazon support engineer. Wishing you best of luck, Zach. Vamco, they do repeat leadership principle questions. Where can I find a collection of those questions to practice? It's in my entire playlist. Go look at all of my LP playlists. They're all in there, my friend, okay? Leadership principle playlist. There's 2 of them. All right. I'm just looking for someone new to give him some love. A. Hello, A. You can call me B. I have an L3 supervisor interview. It says 2 20-minute interview. Really? 2 20-minute interview? What is that? I have worked with my manager for 6 months now and know that I'm capable of the job. How important is an interview to my chance? So what it sounded like, this is an internal candidate, right? It seems like you're doing contact to full-time. If I'm hearing it correctly, it's still very important, by the way. Because you are already at Amazon, the bar is actually a little bit higher, okay? You still have to have examples because the interviewer would want to know what you have learned. Those 2 folks that are interviewing you most likely are not from your team because they're not supposed to put all the interviewer in your team, okay? My throat's getting thirsty. I'm gonna have a sip of my Vietnamese coffee right here. Give a girl a thumbs up. Give a girl a thumbs up right inside this video. Well, I'll take a quick break. All right. Ankit. Actually, before I go to Ankit, Jennifer, I feel like I haven't shown you much support yet. Phone interview for program manager, community trust, non-tech role. I don't even know where to start and how to start prepping. I would start watching the top 7 Amazon interview questions. That's a video that I put out about a few months ago. Start that video because it's going to link you to my entire playlist. Okay? Know the top 7 question that's absolutely going to be asked. Build your build your answer around that and then move on. All right. And guys, please do not spam the community, okay? Vala, hello, Vala. Rohan, you're welcome. Kay, hi, Holly. Just wanted to say thank you. Your videos are very helpful. Oh, you got an offer. Yes. Yes. You got an offer. Congratulations. Well, guys, I have to let you go. Our time is up for now. And I know I have shown a lot of love to the community. Thank you so much for being here. Congratulations to the 6th member who resulted in a job offer, who took the time to come back. And that helps me motivate the community members who's here. There's a lot of solution architect in the house. There's a lot of software development manager, TPM, also technical account manager and program manager today. Thank you for hanging out with me. Remember, at the end of the day, it's all about your story. Until next time.